What is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back here with some more Resident Evil gameplay for you. And we couldn't even get to the end of September before we had some more Resident Evil news. And just out of nowhere, with a Nintendo Direct that just recently happened, we had an actual new trailer for Resident Evil Requiem. So let's get right into this. And this trailer, basically, how do I say this? It shows new things, but once again, still doesn't really show a lot at the same time, if that makes any sense. So maybe that's the best type of trailer because it doesn't have any huge reveals, but it does show off another cool things that I'm actually pretty excited for and can't wait to see more of. And we definitely get a lot more of Grace's storyline and how that could be manifested something really, really enjoyable. So one cool thing I do like is that we actually see the city around the hotel in which we saw in the prologue before Grace goes back there as an FBI agent. And I'll let you in a little secret. When I originally played Resident Evil 7, and I definitely enjoyed playing that, I always told myself it'd be really cool if we could go into that same scenario with that same perspective, but in a city-like environment. So I might get my wish a little bit here because I like how gorgeous the city looks, especially with a lot of people in it as well. But obviously it's Grace going back to the scene of the crime. And one of the cool things I did like about the trailer was that when we see Grace following her mother, we definitely see a moment where her mother hides some information, probably stuff that she was, investigating about the whole incident, something that maybe we're not aware of, that she hid behind a picture frame, and Grace eventually remembering that and going back and getting it. But unfortunately, more than likely, as soon as she gets the information, it gets taken out, and so we don't know if she honestly had time to read the thing or if she actually kind of had at least an idea of what's going on. But nonetheless, the whole thing looks really good and definitely has that, I guess, kind of vibe that I definitely look forward to, where they say they were comparing a little bit to the X-Files. So I guess we have our own version of Scully here, but kind of Scully in training, because we're going to watch the kind of the first real interaction to Grace in this situation. And I'm all for it, so I can't wait to see that. And as I said before, I did like the little reference here with Grill 14, referencing from the original Resident Evil Nemesis, Grill 13. So that's always a little cool nod there. But the city looks great. The city looks amazing. And I wonder how long that part will be until we get into the Rhodes Hill Chronic Care Center. So I'm really curious to see if that's like just apparently there's a whole investigation segment until we get to the whole part where Grace eventually wakes up in the care center. And speaking of the care center, because I assume that's where the majority of the trailer is going to head towards and stuff, obviously we know that she is basically someone who is scouted out, been watched by, we assume it's the guy in the chair, who could very well be another person, because if you notice when we see the guy in the chair, he has a little something by him on the desk with the music player. He has that little like metacular device, which we're going to see later on in this video. But he's obviously been scouting her for a while. Even has a picture of when she was sitting on that bed in that old flashback. But when we get to the care center, I'm assuming that this next screenshot here is of the front of the care center, and it definitely gives you that vibe of the mansion, the old school mansion and stuff, which is always a welcome thing in Resident Evil. So I'm wondering how big the care center really is and how deep it really goes down, because we know something like that, it's never just a top floor area. It's probably got a lot of basements and secret layers and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see how deep the whole care center goes, and because we still haven't seen a lot of things. Like obviously we haven't seen anything in Raccoon City from the original reveal of this game, so there's a lot of things that we don't personally know, but from what we do know, it looks great. I really can't wait to jump in and play it. Then we had a little thing here with the umbrella symbol. Now that could be a lot of things. Is it the old school umbrella? Is it more the new school? Has this been here for how long? We don't know, but obviously whatever the forces be it's in this place is obviously using Umbrella, and whether it's more newer and old, only time will tell. I like to think it's something that's been there for years, decades, not just something that just kind of happened. But with all the possible connections that could be related to this, but not really quite knowing if this is like a recurring villain or a brand new villain. We also get some things here where, I'll be honest, seeing this scene here made me think of that one scene from Dead Space where the person is banging their head against the one of the windows in the on a Ishimura, and here it's giving me that kind of vibe too. So I wonder if there's something that just kind of takes over people's minds and they kind of decay, start doing things most humans wouldn't do, pretty non-human actions as well. We'll also get another look at another type of enemy here. Now, when I first saw this thing, it kind of gave me, witch-like vibes. And I don't know why I kept thinking this, and it might not even be that at all, but I was thinking, kind of like, I guess maybe like how the hair is done, like that Left 4 Dead witch vibes or something like that, which would be kind of cool if that thing turned on you like that, because that would just make you just basically jump if it was that fast. But we're seeing more enemy types, and that's a good thing, because I want to see how many things they got other than just Big Mama here. Then we get to the end of the trailer, and this is what I was talking about earlier, is the guy originally that was talking in the chair, that was basically saying, Grace was special. He has what looks like to be some type of metal goggles on the side of the desk, and it looks kind of exactly like what this guy is wearing. So I wonder if it's just the same dude. And if that's the case, he looks like a brand new character. A lot of people speculate. I've seen so many videos talking about who this person could possibly be. But he might be a completely brand new character here. So he could possibly be someone else we're just not recognizing at the point. But at this point in time, he looks like a brand new character. But the biggest news here is Grace holding a gun. I know this may be shocking to some people, but apparently there's a whole big thing going around that, oh my god, what game's going to be hiding the entire time, because the whole Big Mama segment, and anyone who knows anything Resident Evil knows, it's just the early part of the game where you have no weapons, you have to avoid combat. But yeah, but not just any gun, it looks like a Magnum, so Grace definitely going to be packing some heat. Not to mention they've already confirmed there'll be a lot of new weapons that have never made a Resident Evil game ever before in this game, so we get a little weaponry there. But nonetheless, it's funny because it's a trailer that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it, because as I said, I just booted up, started playing some Borderlands 4, and then that thing dropped. So I guess unfortunately I had to talk about it, just because I got way too many things going. Just Platinum Chronos, got done doing that, started uploading some that content, started playing some Borderlands 4, and then this thing just dropped out of nowhere, because I was expecting, Tokyo Game Show, which is still going to happen with new Resident Evil content. But here we go. It doesn't really show much. It just more emphasize things we've already seen. A little bit more, depth to them. We get more investigation stuff at the beginning. I like the city looks. We get some more enemy types here, which is going to be really cool, because I always like to have unique, interesting enemy types in a Resident Evil game. That's always a good thing. As well as we see the guy that's basically been talking to, more than likely is the person with that headpiece set on and stuff like that. So who could that person be? It looks like a brand new character, but maybe he is an established character, just looks very different from his original form. We do not know, but once again, there's a lot of mysteries that have yet to be solved, but I guess that's a good thing. But as I like to say, that is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion. What did you think about this trailer? What did you notice that may get you more excited? Did you like seeing more enemy types, seeing more of the city? And what do you think about the whole person in the chair talking to Grace? Let me know that in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back in the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.
Need a ride, handsome?
Okay.